You said that when you were applying for college and studying law, that you were looking for a way to change things in China. How about now? Is there anything that you see that you could do to change things here in America?
So your question for me is that I wanted to better China society by studying law, make a society of China become society of ruled by law, and what I can do in this country to help. Well, the only thing I see fits me right now is by being a strong advocate for liberty. I truly believe libertarian movement in this country is going to lead the country out of recession and also leads to the future of more personal liberty, not less, and a smaller limited government. So by being active now, advocate for liberty, and spread seeds across the country for liberty, then I believe someday this Libertarian Party will become equally important party as Democrat and Republican Party. And American people truly have a viable third choice in the election years, in their daily lives. And if we have that kind of situation in the future, in the near future, then I think this country will be on the right path. Because when you have a Libertarian Party offers the balance, then more Americans wake up to say, you know what, I am actually libertarian, I didn't realize that. And I'm tired of two parties monopoly. I'm going to go for the party truly stands for personal liberty, like our founding fathers wanted. They want to have limited small government. But now the government's growing out of control, and here's a third party, libertarian, offers that choice. I'm going to join them, and I'm going to vote for them. Then I'm going to, as a citizen, take our country back. I'm hoping that will happen very soon in the near future.
Do you think Americans are paying enough attention to what's going on right now?
And Jeff's question that, do you think Americans are paying enough attention about the politics, what's going on in this country? I have to tell you, I'm sorry, no. And as an immigrant, I feel sometimes lots of Americans take their freedom for granted in this country. They're not involved. They take whatever government tells them because some bites just sound good. But they don't go study on their own to seek out the truth. And they do not get involved in politics by reading newspapers and by watching the news, by even talk and think about politics. I mean, I have seen lots of interviews on TV. People just say, hey, do you know who Joe Biden is? Do you know Nancy Pelosi? There's some people in the New York street just say, no, we don't. But Tom Cruise, yes, it's Tom Cruise. So everybody knows celebrities, but not enough about the politicians. So I worry that. I think for true democracy to work very well, people need to be more involved. You are the one who pays for it. You are the one who sends your politician to office to make policies. Some people don't care, but I tell them they affect your lives every day because they make laws and make policies. You got to, pay attention. So I'm hoping that by talking to people about politics, whenever I go to talk about liberty, I hope that maybe I can do at least my part to tell them, hey, we are citizens. We got to hold politicians accountable.
You're very passionate about how you believe. Why are you so passionate?
Why I'm so passionate about liberty? Because of my experience in China, I have learned that we have to have a small limited government to guarantee our freedom. If I don't get involved, but the U.S. government I see every day is becoming bigger, is spending more, but I'm not participating doing my part, then I'm going to lose the country I came here for. I'm going to lose more and more personal choice and freedom here. Then why did I even try so hard to come? And plus, I have seen what big government can do to regular citizens in China. I cannot stand by. I have to do something to protect it and to make sure my children, grandchildren have their future, have their opportunity to be prosperous and to be happy. So sometimes people say, "Oh, you are so passionate about this or that," and I don't feel sorry for it. I have to do my part. I want other American citizens to do their part to keep this country the way that our founding fathers founded, which is every individual has the right given by God, not by government, and every individual has the right to pursue happiness. And that's what I want. But I be honest with you that when I talk about my childhood experience in China, I just could never that time dream about my life today. I mean, I'm happy today. I feel like I found the right country and I have lots of freedom. The only thing I'm worried about is the country is going this way, that my children and grandchildren might not have the freedom opportunities I had. I feel comfortable now. I'm still working hard, expand my business, and we own several small business, and we have nice living in Parker. But then what's going to happen to my children and grandchildren? What's even going to happen to us? Because with this Obamacare, government socialized medicine, I really don't see how John can even feel comfortable to retire. He's got medical conditions, and we want to have more healthcare choices. By the time he retires, Medicare might be broke. Then he might stop with socialist medicine. I just feel like now, what do we do? It's like okay, going back to Chinese socialist medicine. That never worked. It was horrible. No quality, no choices. I did not even want to go to hospital if I got sick. Because today it's better now, and China is trying to privatize the healthcare, and we're trying to have more central control. It's just like going totally opposite.
What was it like when you went to a clinic when you were a child in China?
It just was filthy and short-staffed, and sometimes I really worry about needles, if they're clean enough, if they were shared with other people, because I did hear infection and contamination before, like the needle they use on other people use on you. Here's the true story of my mother. My mother went to hospital to do a gallbladder surgery. Then they had to give her a blood, and the blood she received was contaminated with syphilis virus. And my mom had this virus in her body for over 15 years, had no clue because we don't do annual exams. I brought her to this country to immigrate because I become citizen. And I took her to a comprehensive medical exam. They found that her blood is contaminated. So you have infection, we need to treat this. How do you get this? I said, Mom, how do you get this? Because no adults like my mom in China, her generation, would have this kind of disease. She said, I received a transfusion blood when I had my surgery. And my mom is losing her memory today, have early sign of Alzheimer's because the virus in her blood for so long not treated. Doctor said could have taken her short memory away. That's why I want to keep my parents in this country too, because I can take better care of them. And in China, they just don't have this kind of guarantee unless you have lots of money. You go to very expensive hospitals, even some international joint venture hospitals now in China, private, semi-private. You can get good quality care. But my parents, they have been always poor working class. That's why I do have passion for poor working class people in this country. It's not like, I'm only talking about comfortable class or rich, whatever. It's like I grew up from poverty.
So I want you to repeat what I say, but you're saying your mother contracted syphilis from a blood transfusion in a government hospital in China.
Yes, you're saying that my mother contracted infectious disease from blood transfusion in Chinese hospitals. Yes, when she had the surgery, probably over 15 years ago, she had no clue, so she lived there with virus for this long, and she's losing her memory today. We're trying to get her some medicine from doctor to slow down her memory loss. But that's too bad we did not know. So, now I can tell people in China, please be careful. Whenever you receive any kind of blood work, make sure it's clean blood work.
But when people talk to you about that could never happen here, what do you say to them?
Well, you're asking me if that could happen in the United States or not. What I worry is that socialist medicine will lead to poor quality and poor management and no choice for the patients. Of course it can happen. Maybe not yet. But when you have socialist medicine, bureaucrats are involved, the federal government is involved, and the patients have less choice, and the doctors and patients are all dependent on government decisions. I do worry that could happen. That's why I really wanted to get rid of Obamacare. Because I don't want my children, my grandchildren, if they get sick, they go to some government-run hospitals. And let this kind of crap happen to them. So we got to really get rid of socialist medicine. Get rid of Obamacare.
Powerful stuff.
Do all Chinese that come over feel the way you do?
Well, some do, some don't. Some Chinese, I think because they are used to the big nanny state and everything taken care of by government, by emperors in the past. So some still have that mentality. They do not emphasize personal responsibility and personal choice. And I often try to argue with them to say, hey, you value education, you're an entrepreneur. Don't you want to have a choice in what school your kids want to go to, what kind of business you want to start? And I don't understand when they say, yes, we do. Then I say, you are libertarian. Why are you voting Democratic? So I think it just, there is a misperception that the Democrat Party are for immigrants because the Republicans are for rich. So you immigrants, when you first come, you are poor and you cannot vote yet, and Democrats are for you. I think that's wrong perception. Because when you talk about philosophies, the libertarians' philosophy actually fit lots of immigrants better. Because we all want personal liberty to be enhanced and the government to be limited. I always tell them, government come out of a lamp like a genie, has a superpower. It's going to corrupt, absolutely. We need to keep government inside the lamp, small, so they do not lose control, because they can come out, do whatever they want. They are way loose as citizens. So please keep government like a genie inside the lamp. That's what I tell them.